What's going on, everybody? RedWolfVion here with another Gundam Battle Version 2 video featuring Guncannon Heavy Type D. Right off the bat, we're going to jump right into this arsenal. However, I want to note, this is one of the suits that has an exception. It is classified as a general type, but it specializes in long range. And I love suits like this. They kind of fight against the norm. So what we're going to do is kind of break down a little bit of the differences between this and some of the other Guncannons. First off, I want to mention that the speed is a little bit faster than the Guncannon and Guncannon 2, while your thrusters are relatively the same. And the big difference you'll see here between the Heavy Type D and the Guncannon and Guncannon 2 is that the main weapon is a rocket bazooka rather than a beam. So you won't have the ability to focus fire to do more, but you can stagger on a single hit and move while shooting. I love it. Definitely pretty nice. The melee is the enhanced blow attack. Now, instead of just the regular punches, this suit actually kicks, and I love the way it looks. It's so awesome. Then the sub weapon, where actuality the main weapon here is the shoulder cannon, and your rocket bazookas are where your bread and butter is going to come from. You have your head mounted Vulcan, you have the standard, you have the hand grenade that has a little bit wider radius effect. And you have your ground type shield, which it's a smaller shield, but it gives you about 2,300 HP. So, I mean, take it with what it is. Looking at the skills, you can see we have, it's loaded. Even at level 1, comes at 400. You got leg shock, absorber, level 3. That is amazing. You got enhanced tackle, level 3, which is amazing. It's plus 80% to attack. And you move 10% further. You got the anti-blast stabilizer, which is really dope. And again, looking at this as a support suit or general suit are two different things, okay? So the classification is general, but in actuality, to me, it has a lot of things borrowed from support suits. You have your high-performance balancer. You have your melee combo controller at level 1, so 2. You have your maneuver armor, which is very, very strong depending on what units you're using and depending on what units you're fighting, because it pretty much diminishes reaction when you hit by a range while you're boosting towards or away an enemy. There's your high performance scope, of course, lets you zoom in up to 4 times. Explosive reactive armor, which makes sense. We got a big boy, so this big boy can definitely take a lot. So anything that hits you and causes an explosion, you won't stagger as hard. And the shield tackle, of course, increases the damage dealt by tackling. If your shield is destroyed, you lose the effect. Okay, so going back to some of the stuff, building this suit, again, this is personal preference, I would prefer upgrading my range boost, enhanced firing program a little bit, and my quick reloader, because you have a lot of ballistic weapons and they both have 8 shots, so you kind of want to make sure you can reload it as soon as possible, even between switching between the rocket and your cannon. So make sure you swap those and reload them when necessary. I definitely want it to be a little bit faster with my thrusters, because let's face it, I don't want to be I'm not a support, I'm a general unit, okay? So with that being said, I can play this as a support, I can play this as a general unit. With my amount of HP and my confidence, I would actually like to play this suit in mid to close range rather than long to mid range. Teach their own, but I would definitely suggest give a little bit of love to your thrusters and your speed, just so you can kind of keep up and move around a little bit. Otherwise, if you think they're a waste, they could be. You could take them out and replace them for some other up equipment. You can either up for some melee attacks, which I really wouldn't suggest all that much, or you could try doing more shield reinforcements. And again, I'm not too much of a fan of having this small shield, but I mean it works a little bit, so definitely try it out. Alright, going back to the actual arsenal, you have your rocket bazooka. Again, it staggers, and you can move while you hit it. You can move while you shoot it. And I think what's one of my favorite things about this is the melee. You got your jab, then you got your kicks, you got your left swing, you got your right swing, and your back swing is actually a boot to the face, which gives you time to switch and punish your enemy or follow up with a bazooka attack. And it's really difficult to actually follow up with the cannon. You have to be very quick, and boom. It is very possible, but very tricky. So, like many suits, you have either of your ballistic options at hand as well as your grenade. Your grenade does not stagger, it just has a bigger effect. So make sure you use that either with infantry or just enemies you have to finish off. Now, I would always suggest, as using the support suit, is feel free to take a knee, crouch if you're mid range or even long range. Now, of course, the boosting and the speed on the suit isn't that good, but you make up for it for being a heavy duty general type. Utilize its tankiness, utilize the ability to destroy even raid suits from afar, keeping you a little bit further away from support units for that advantage and disadvantage. And even fighting support units or raids, you have the upper hand with the distance game. It's very consistent output with your damage. So don't forget that many ballistic weapons you actually fire while shooting and hopping in the air. So take advantage of that. You can't shoot your cannons, but you can shoot bazooka while doing that. Your Vulcans are to, just do infantry things. So definitely, if you get your hands on this suit, check it out. I really like it. It's a nice way to get around the whole general support type. But I will also caution, if you have two long range support units and you pick this dude, you're more apt to not be in the fight. So you'll be leaving 2 other units or 3 other units, depending on how many, to fight without you by their side, unless you go the way of the foot. That meaning actually going close range, which again, this suit looks really cool when you're fighting with it. So who doesn't want to look cool while fighting this suit, right? Anyway, I hope this suit overview has helped in some way, give you an idea of what this thing is capable of. If you're using it, good luck. If you're fighting it, be careful. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.